I even can't imagine you as an accountant with a tie and a shirt. No, I did. This image doesn't.
So, hallo zusammen. Ich hoffe, es geht euch gut. Da ist der Stephan und heute eine ganz spezielle Sendung. Don't change the channel just yet. I know you're confused. I totally understand you're confused. That was a language from a foreign place. But don't worry, we'll do this interview in English or this conversation in English. But we could also do it in 2 or 3 different languages. Yes, that's what we do in Europe. We speak, multiple tongues. Anyway, let's get straight to my guest, a good old friend. And look at this. And look at this. That's what he creates. Welcome from Vienna, Emil.
Hi, Stephan. Hello, grüezi. Nice to see you. How are you feeling?
I'm doing all right. It has been a long time. Unfortunately, it has been a long time. But the world has been crazy with traveling and everything. We couldn't go to all the different places. Now it's ridiculously expensive. And Australia is so far away from you. I would love to come and see you in Vienna anytime soon. It's an incredibly beautiful city. And I've been to Vienna, 100 years ago. I met you. You've done a masterclass and you've done a keynote of all places in Wellington, New Zealand, at the other end of the world for you. And we ran into each other because I've done my masterclass and my keynote on dance photography. And you were talking about your creative mind and your process. And we clicked. From the first moment, we just clicked.
Immediately.
I was wondering, how did that happen? That we became such good friends in such a short time.
It's chemistry. I could smell you. You say in German, I can smell you. So when you smell someone and you feel somehow connected and you like the smell, you get connected. So I think, that's what it was. We just somehow connected.
It's beautiful. And then we, of course, thanks to the internet and thanks to social media, we, stayed in contact and back and forth. And what are you doing? And what you're doing? And we're having good and bad times. And for me, it's rare that I feel on a friendship level to the point where I can also share when things don't work out. And, we all have our good times when everything is beautiful. And then we have the not so good times, or I would call it the shit times, when things just fall apart. And that's the moment when you really find out if someone is just a colleague or if someone is a friend who actually cares. So I know your last couple of years have been a little bit of a break, creative break, but also looking after your mom, which I think is awesome, that you said, okay, you take a little bit back from your work to focus on your family. I think that's absolutely amazing. Do you want to talk about this or shall we just skip this?
Yeah, we can mention it. The past years have been a little roller coastering and more downs than ups, but it was okay. So my mom got sick and I decided after being away from home for over, I think, 17 or 18 years, I decided, okay, that's probably the best timing, even if it's for me the worst timing, because at this time I lived in Warsaw, Poland. So I decided I go to Vienna. I will support her during this period of chemotherapy and getting better. And to be honest, in this bad situation or this bad timing, I think it was also for me a good possibility or good time to refresh my brain and even go away, make this step backwards, just to reset my creative mind and just to turn off, because I'm a workaholic. Even when I'm free of time, what happens quite rare, It's like I'm okay. What can I do more? And what can let's figure this out and this and this and this. Okay, maybe I can do this. I saw yesterday this lady and she had this nice coat, and I should do a nice girl on a white backdrop or a red backdrop, and all the time thinking. And I think this bad time, let's call it like this, was a good break for me to shut down all those years, because when you work too hard, you somehow stumble into burnout, and somehow I think it was a good time to just turn off.
I guess a good time creatively to step a little bit back. Of course, it's a very sad time to have to deal with that.
For me, it was the best time in the worst situation. So I think it's actually good. And I think also that when you think positively and you see the good things in the bad things, that points you out as a creative.
Yeah, I think so. But we also have to be honest with ourselves. Now, let's talk about the creatives. I'm a big fan. I told you that on the first day in Wellington, New Zealand. There's 3 images that I just want to hear you talk about it. And the reason why I picked the first 2 is I heard you speak and showcase them in Wellington, and they were so impressive. One of them, for those people who were not there, obviously most of you walked into this conference center, and on the left side was a massive poster with one of Emil's photos on it. And so every single time we walked in there, we walked past his work. Tell me about that shot. It's so good.
It's just this situation that creative mind, and you can't somehow stop thinking. That was exactly this image, because I couldn't somehow sleep. I couldn't somehow turn off my brain. And I thought, such a pity. It's summer, but I had no time to enjoy winter time. So let's create something winterish. Let's call it winterish. So I thought, okay, I didn't make any shoots, beauty shoots in this time. I was more focused into commercial and portraiture photography. So I decided, okay, let's do a test shoot. And actually this photograph is a test shoot of mine, which I just did for myself with my beloved crew, makeup, hair. And yeah, I bought some snow, fake snow from a store. And that was the time I had my own studio in Warsaw. So I just called all the people I know and I love to work with. And I said, yo guys, I have this weird idea, because I'm somehow missing the snow, and let's do this. And yeah, we met up, or we spoke about through the phone. Then we met up and spoke live about it. And you know how it is, the creative process never stops. And during the shoot, a lot of stuff happened. And when you got the shot, you actually move on, and probably a different point, a different angle, and you see something more. And that was actually exactly this moment where I thought, okay, that's maybe something I like. And yeah, and I tried, and actually this came out. And unfortunately, I made a small mistake, and I used the wrong gel, the color gels you put in front of your lights, and it came up somehow pinkish in the background, and I can't remember, to be honest, how it was. It was probably my assistant which put the gel in front. And I said, damn, dude, it's amazing. Wait. And yeah, we just did it. Yeah.
That's awesome. And it's a reminder to everyone. Some of those final photos that you see on the big photographers' websites, they're most likely not a paid job. They're most likely a creative spurt or a personal project or a test shoot, as we call it. And now the other photo you've created this series of people with white hair. What was that all about?
That was actually a commercial work for a hairdresser in Warsaw, and she's bringing out every year a new hair design collection, and she's actually looking for creative people which will support this creative idea of her. And people know me as much more crazy or interesting something is, then more juice I get up there. And so I thought, yeah, why not? Let's do this. Yeah, I think she's one of the most talented hairdressers in Poland. And actually, we worked a couple of times already together. And the funny part is, this series was continued, and with this continuation of those images, we went to London for the Alternative Hair Award, I think it's called, and they won as the first time winners from Poland. So that was actually amazing that I could be a part of something like this to support those creative peoples. And you know how it is. I mean, sometimes it's like when you have too many cook chefs, you know, and everybody puts a little salt in there, it's too much. But somehow when you have those creative teams and everyone somehow refills or connects to each other, and everyone feels what the other wants, I think it's just all about that, so people can really create something what is special and different, you know what I mean, or what I have in mind.
I see it either as bricks on top of bricks on top of bricks, which then makes it a very heavy load. That's when the creatives sort of elbow each other, and as you say, too many chefs, they will ruin the food. But if you find the right people, it becomes a puzzle piece, and every single piece just adds to the next and creates this incredible picture together. That's why it's so important to find the right team. And maybe, sorry to be a little bit educational for those people who are watching, but maybe also the reason why it's so important to do your personal projects, because then you can test out how you work with different people. Find a hairdresser, find a makeup artist, find a stylist, find an assistant, find people who are maybe also at the stage where they want to do some personal work. And you very quickly find out, are they bricks on your shoulders, or they are a puzzle piece that helps you to create that great picture. And once you have that team, hold on to it, because it's much more difficult to find people to work with for a long time than, you can put something on Facebook, hey, looking for an assistant. Yeah. But once you have that makeup artist that understands you and that hairstylist that understands you, you hold on to those people. And you clearly, looking at these pictures, you clearly found those perfect puzzle pieces.
Exactly. It's important. Funnily, my makeup artist, she left to Germany 2 years ago, probably as well, because her husband had a job in Germany and she left. And usually when I work with makeup artists, they accept me or they hate me. They love me or they hate me. And that's the reason why I love to work with my makeup artist, because she is open-minded. And when someone is open-minded, someone can get a bigger input and the collaboration works much better. And finally, she just came back 2 weeks ago to Poland. So next time when I go to Poland, I can't wait to work with her again. So yeah, it's all about teamwork.
So hold on to your team and be nice also to your assistants. I'm just saying, be nice to your assistant, because if you're not nice on your way up, you will meet those people again on the way down. Just
Yeah, this is something. I learned over the years. Don't scream on them. I mean, sometimes it happens because I'm totally impatient person when I'm on set, and sometimes I scream a lot of them. And then after the shoot, I just come crawling and apologizing to them. Sorry that I screamed on you, but it was such a beautiful moment or something, and I totally forgot. So my apologies sometimes. Yeah, it's
you're intense, man. You're intense, but in a good way. That's why you produce such an amazing work. Let's go back to something creative, because the third series, the couple story, did you come up with this on the shoot, or is that prepared or scripted?
and now I have to go back a little back in time because that was the time I went to Vienna to support my mom. But creative as I am, I couldn't stop thinking and I wanted to do something. And the past years, I shot always in the studio, nothing with daylight. So I booked the daylight studio and asked my most favorite stylist, Nino, to support me. And I asked him, Nino, I have this weird idea, probably 3, 4, 5 models, and I want to make some short stories and I want to film them as well, so they're not still images by themselves, moving images as well. So I just was on the balcony somehow, and even I think I have, let's take a look. I mean, I'm making notes all over the, yeah, that's it. Look, I mean,
There you go.
I made those notes. I just made the notes. That's my script. I'm just making some keywords, and I try to puzzle, how do you call it? Put the puzzle together in my head. And that happens before because you have an idea and you want to accomplish this image or this video. And most of the time, something happens on set what gives you, or someone gives you, a new perspective, and something is happening on set. Not somehow too much thought about it. But in this situation, I had this weird idea of taking 5 models or even more, and I put myself on too much pressure, and I just said, okay, I have 8 concepts. I reduced this to 3 concepts, and this couple image and the movie, the short movie, is actually also on my page, so feel free to take a look there. This was this idea of they know each other, they're passing by, and they love each other, but somehow something happens, what I don't know, because it's a story or a situation which I don't understand because I'm from outside. So they are actually close, but they are passing and they're looking for each other, but they're passing them by, and they want to find each other, but there's a distance between them. And so I thought I tell this story of these images and this short video, and I think it came up perfectly because the models, such as we did, they found a connection between, and when I was working, I always looked back and yeah, they were chitty-chatting together. So I thought, yeah, that's good, it's perfect, so it will work. And to be honest, I think those images came up in less than 7 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So it's amazing. I mean, when you have this base idea or the fundamentals together, and you have the proper crew, the proper models, and the concept is somehow here, and you're open-minded to let things happen, they happen, and they came out more vibrant, more emotional than probably planned. You know what I mean? It's commercial, so okay, you can expect this, you can expect that. But sometimes when you let things go, something better happens.
Yeah. I love that series because each image tells its own story. And when you tell me, oh, it was all done in 7 minutes, you kind of, it nearly reduces a little bit of the power, because the funny thing is we know how it works in a photo studio. You just say, hey, just walk past each other, look at each other, like create a small little scene. And in a small little scene, 30 seconds is long, right? In film, 30 seconds is long. A minute is very, very long.
Oh, yeah.
So if I talk for 15 seconds, you probably already wonder, why is Stephan talking? Let Emil talk. So in film, it's long, but for a photo shoot, 7 minutes is quick. But if they give it to you and you've captured those images, and then you look at those images separately, each of them tells a different story. And we talked about these images before. I look at one image, I'm thinking, ooh, they're about to break up. They're having trouble. And then you look at the next photo and you go, oh, they're so in love. They're just about to go and kiss. And that's the power of photography, that 1/125th of a second, or that 1/200th of a second can tell an hour-long story. And Jerry Guiones says it always so beautifully. People don't always have to be wonderfully and beautifully gorgeous. They just have to be wonderful and gorgeous for 1/200th of a second.
Absolutely.
That's all we need.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, everybody's somehow photogenic. I mean, I do a lot of personal projects. Exhibitions, books are planned in the meantime. Now I'm coming back. And to be honest, I love wrinkles. I like, let's call them, my apologies, ugly people, because their wrinkles tell stories, and everybody has his pretty side somewhere inside. And this is what I try to catch.
Well, you photographed me when we were in Wellington, and here's one fun story. You will know. Okay, so at what point do you know that you get along with somebody? Well, I was doing my keynote. I'm on the stage, massive hall. I don't know, hundreds of people in there. I'm in the middle of my keynote and I'm making a comment about my time in musical theater. And who is the guy who in the middle of it shouts out, "Oh, that was you!"
But
That was you!
yes, that was me, darling! Gosh, I love that guy. He's a bit loud. As usually the people are the hecklers in the front row.
It was Emil. You...
It was me, I confess.
You interrupted my flow and I was dying laughing. I tried so hard to stay in the moment and keep going, and inside of me, I was laughing so hard. I was thinking, okay, there it is. So I was quite...
You put so much tension on the scene and to those people, and I thought, okay, it's a good moment to just reset everything. So do something stupid, and boom.
It was so funny, so funny. So what's the next goal for you? I mean, you've done a lot of beauty stuff. You've done a lot of creative stuff, a lot of personal projects. I'm pretty sure before we upload this video to YouTube, we will put a ton of your photos in there. And I hope that everybody that is seeing this is going to the links in the description below. Have a look at his Instagram. Of course, always follow, like, doing all those beautiful things. And by the way, something I never mentioned on this channel. Why don't you actually like this video, this channel right now? I'm not saying send me money, but this is free. You know, it's one click away. Same, go to Emil's Instagram, go to his website, look at his incredible work. Do the free stuff. Click the like. What's your next thing? Do you have concrete plans, or do you take it easy and see how you go?
To be honest, it's quite difficult to answer this question because It took me around 2.5 years to reset my brain. Now I'm that kind of resetted that I have to find a new way. I mean, I have some ideas. I want to go even more creative, more artistic, and probably I want to make this mixed martial arts of art and fashion probably. Let's see, I mean, it's a good time for me because I can start from zero now, exploring a new territory for me now. A lot of things happen during, you see something you don't like, you change the direction and it's even worse. Then you go the other way and you see or find out it's even worse than worse than worse. And then you stumble above a stone and that's the proper thing. And you land in the mud and you say, damn, that's beautiful. I want to shoot a mud shoot. That's it. Thank you, Stephan. You just brought up a new concept. I will do this week.
But, and here is the funny thing, I think this is the problem of an artist, that we create something and then we don't like it. And then we try to change it and we try something else. And again, we are not super happy. Move forward about 10 years and you look back and you realize that you actually created something pretty amazing. We are so bad at judging ourselves and we are so quick at diminishing what we are creating. While after all those years that you and I are doing this, we are on a certain standard. We are on a certain level. Now, that doesn't mean we have to be arrogant and full of ourselves. No, I create stuff and I look at it and go like, oh, this is crap. But if I look back 5 or 6 or 10 years later, I realize, hey, that was actually pretty decent. And I can't, well, let's put it this way, I can't wait to see what you're creating next. And if you then think it's crap, I'm pretty sure the world will think it's awesome. And once you fall into the mud and you think you finally found it, maybe then you become boring. So as long as you keep searching, we will see those images that you created. And you know me, I'm not just a friend, I'm a fan. So you're amazing, my man.
Thank you,
You're
Stephan.
amazing.
Very nice. Nice and heartwarming, you know, after all this time of not doing much, hearing something like this from an amazing photographer such as you are. I mean, you are talking all the time about other photographers, but to be honest, I watched your work and I was shocked because I knew your YouTube channel and I jumped inside your channel and I thought, damn, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I stopped counting after, 30, 40 videos. So RESPECT, because it takes a lot of time creating those videos and the images. I mean, dance pictures is something what I never would do and I'm not capable of doing because I don't have this feeling for it. So please don't compliment only other photographers, compliment yourself, my dear Stephan. You're doing amazing photography as well, my friend.
Oh,
and I love your dance photography.
I appreciate that. You know where I take my compliments from? It sounds really weird, but when you go to Instagram, you know, we have an idea. We either shoot for ourselves or we shoot for a client, or I have dancers come to the studio, or I'm going to a ballet company and take photos. And then it's sort of done. You hand those photos over to the client and you move on. And then 2 or 3 or 4 years later, you scroll through your Instagram and you realize that that person that you photographed 4 years ago are still using your image as their profile picture. And then 2 or 3 days later, you scroll through and you see another dancer, in my case, another dancer, and realize the photo that I took 8 years ago is still their profile picture. And you go and you see them on LinkedIn because they connect or whatever, and you see they're still using your image as their profile picture, that's when they're going like, okay, I must have done it right. Because they were photographed by so many different photographers, especially those who work in professional dance companies. They have photo shoots all the time. And if you see that they're still using yours from 5 or 6 years ago, then I'm like, okay, I must have done it right. And then I smile for a moment, and then I go and criticize my new work again.
Yeah, that's the dark side of being uncreative, because as you just mentioned, it's just like, I love it, then it's done. Okay, let's go on with something new. It's fine, but okay, I don't like it, or I liked it on the day I shot it or finished it, but okay, it's tomorrow, a new day, a new creative part. Let's do something new, better, and yeah, it's a never-ending story.
But you must be proud looking back. I mean, the images with the snow, you look back and you go, yeah, it's a pretty darn good image, right? The puzzle pieces came together.
I did this just a week ago. I just watched all my behind-the-scenes videos when I was at my mother's place, and she fell asleep because she didn't feel well. So I used the time and took my iPad and watched just all my whole collection of behind-the-scenes movies, and I thought, damn, that was so amazing. Oh, that was so beautiful. The time we shot it and the images. And then I opened the images. Yeah, I feel you, Stephan. It's amazing. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to do another shoot.
Well, that's a beautiful thing. It never stops, and we will never stop. Unfortunately, on this YouTube thing, we do have to stop. So any last words from you? I know you and I, we can talk for hours and hours and hours, but anything that you want to tell to the established photographers or all the new ones who love this thing that we do?
I can just say, and I'm actually doing workshops, and I always say, don't do it for the money. Do it for your love for it. When you love it, you will get money for it. When you don't love it and see it just as a job, you're not happy. I mean, that's, I think, the most important thing. When you love it, you will see it in the images. That's, I think, the most important thing in photography and even film.
Yeah, I think it is in life. If you don't love what you do, you are working. I don't feel like I've been working in the last 30 years. I feel like I'm cheating the system. And even those YouTube videos, as you say, I think in this series, this is number 46 or something like that. And you know what? The editing might be a little bit of work, true. It's hours, true. But I'm having the big pleasure of catching up with people like you. Friends who I would talk to anyway. The only difference is that I'm also sharing this with the world. And yeah, some of the discussion points that you and I would have in private maybe don't belong on YouTube, right? But some of the things that I know that my students or other fellow photographers would like to hear, yeah, that's maybe, then we gear it a little bit more towards that. But it's still my pleasure. I'm sitting here with a big smile on my face, and I'm happy to see you. So it's fun. And if I would be an accountant and sit somewhere all day doing this, I might as well hang myself. Other people might love it.
I even can't imagine you as an accountant with a tie and a shirt. No, this image doesn't goes into my brain. It does not work.
It doesn't compute. Well, listen, internets, I'm going to change language now, but before I do, I end it always the same way. I always say, go out and create something awesome. Aber bevor wir gehen, müssen die noch ganz kurz hören, wie du denn auf Deutsch klingst. Weil das ist ja ganz anders dann.
Es gibt ein Vienna dialect. Then you have this. That was a Viennese dialect when you use these slang words like "Servus, Eura, wie geht's da?" This is typically Viennese slang. Then you have this German. Einen wunderschönen guten Tag. Ich bedanke mich ganz herzlich bei Ihnen fürs Kommen, fürs Anschauen und ein großes Thumbs up für Stephan bitte, der ganz viel Energie, Zeit und Liebe für diesen Kanal investiert. This is a very proper and way to speak German. It was even a little in German pronunciation, not the Austrian pronunciation, because Austrians and Germans are two different countries, and they are taking care about this.
All right, well then I can only then close it in Swiss German and say, danke fürs Zuschauen. Wenn es euch gefallen hat, dann gebt uns doch den Daumen hoch. Ich glaube, das heisst Daumen hoch. Ich weiß es nicht. Ich habe es noch nie auf Schweizerdeutsch gesagt. Aber wenn ich jetzt das auf Radio würde machen, irgendein Schweizer Radio, würde ich einfach sagen, danke fürs Zuhören, danke fürs Zuschauen und ich hoffe, ihr habt einen wunderbaren Tag.